Welcome to Can You Take a Bus from the Skyliner Resorts to Hollywood Studios and Epcot? This question may seem super random, but it's just a logistical thing. So if you're staying at a Skyliner resort, they have Skyliner transportation directly to Hollywood Studios and Epcot. So because that transportation option is already provided, they don't also run buses. The only time you can take a bus is if the Skyliner is down, and it could be down for like refurbishment, it could be down for inclement weather, or just any sort of like mechanical thing, and then they will start running buses. So in the short answer, you can't take a bus, you'd have to take the Skyliner or your own transportation or rideshare or something. Unless the Skyliner is down, then buses will become available. But for a little more detail on that topic, this breaks down all those different options that you have. And then just a little bit of background about the Skyliner. So the Skyliner is this gondola system. It connects a handful of resorts to theme parks. So there is a central hub. This is kind of what it looks like. The resorts that are part of it are the Riviera, Caribbean Beach, Art of Animation, and Pop Century. So Art of Animation and Pop Century share a station. Because there is also a station at the backside of Epcot, you can also walk onto the Skyliner from the Boardwalk, Yacht Club, Beach Club, Swan, and Dolphin. And then Epcot and Hollywood Studios are the two parks that are part of it. So just to note, you cannot take the Skyliner to Disney Springs, Magic Kingdom, or Animal Kingdom. They are not part of the system. This is what the station looks like here at the Riviera Resort. So the main hub of the Skyliner is at Caribbean Beach. From there, you can take 3 different routes. You can go from Caribbean Beach to Riviera to Epcot and back the same way. Or you can take Caribbean Beach to Hollywood Studios and back. Or you can go Caribbean Beach to the Art of Animation and Pop Century station and back. And again, you can take those routes in either direction. You can pick up anywhere. So most of the time you're going to be going through the Caribbean Beach hub, and then you just need to look for signage or ask a cast member to get you to the next place that you need to go. So this is what the Epcot station looks like. You can see this is kind of the backside of like the France Pavilion, so you don't have to be inside the park to get to it. And this side over here would be where Yacht and Beach and Boardwalk is. Again, the Skyliner is completely free, just like all the other Disney transportation. It's never going to cost money. You don't need to have park tickets. You don't need to be staying at the resorts. There may be times at like peak travel times for like Christmas or New Year's where they may start asking for like room key or like hotel proof, because Disney Springs did that with the buses for New Year's Eve. But that would be like an exceptionally rare occasion, and they will still help you get around. Like, you're not going to be stranded ever. So do the Skyliner resorts have buses in general? That was kind of confusing. So you can't take a bus to Hollywood Studios or Epcot because they already provide the Skyliner to get there. But the Skyliner resorts do have buses to get everywhere else. So if you need to get to Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Disney Springs, the water parks, they do have buses. You just can't take a bus to Epcot or Hollywood Studios unless the Skyliner is down. This is kind of what the bus like pickup drop-off areas look like. Bus to Hollywood Studios information. And Hollywood Studios, like if you're walking in, they have signage, so just do that. So the fastest transportation between Epcot and Hollywood Studios kind of depends on how quickly you can walk and how long you may have to wait for transportation. So in general, it's probably going to take you about 30 minutes. I think the fastest might be 20 or 25 minutes, unless you just run from one to the other, but I don't think most people would do that. But it could take up to 60 minutes if you're like waiting a long time for like a boat or something. So here's your different options that are available to you to get between Epcot and Hollywood Studios. So if you walk, it's probably going to take you about 30 minutes. If you're a slow walker, it might take closer to 45 minutes. But you can also take a boat. The thing is that if you don't see the boat coming down this waterway here, then you know you're going to be waiting a minute. And then when you do take the boat, it's going to stop at Boardwalk, Yacht Club, Beach Club, Swan, Dolphin before it drops you off at the Epcot entrance. But because all of that is all connected by walking distance. You could take the boat just this long stretch here to get back to the resort area and then walk the rest of the way. But even still, that's probably still going to take you 30 minutes because the boat doesn't move that much faster than walking. And then you also have the option of the Skyliner. The Skyliner doesn't go directly from Hollywood Studios to Epcot. You'd have to take it to Caribbean Beach first and then transfer. And then you also could just drive. The driving time is only about 10 minutes, but you'd have to, depends on where your car's parked in the parking lot, potentially taking the tram out to your car and getting situated in the car, driving all the way around, getting through the toll booth, all of that stuff. So driving time is 10 minutes. Total time is probably going to take you longer because of all those extra factors. But in general, so the best way to get around Disney without your own transportation, since here we're talking about using the Skyliner to get around and alternatives for when the Skyliner is down, you can check out our guide on getting around Disney World without your own transportation for some more overall general information about it, since this was very specific to like Hollywood Studios and Epcot and the Skyliner and those resorts. This one is a little more general. We do also have just a free transportation guide that you can just download to just have with you that shows you how to get between every theme park, water park, resort, and extra stuff like Disney Springs that you can just like save on your phone to have when you're planning your trip or when you're on your trip.